There are an estimated 6,000 languages spoken around the world, and according to UNESCO, 43% of them are endangered. Indigenous languages aren't being passed from generation to generation, which means many cultures are facing language loss and eventually extinction. Here in New York, members of the Ecuadorian immigrant community are fighting to preserve the ancient language of the Incan Empire. Lizeth Beltran reports.
Nuestros niños del pueblo, our town's children, are having class outside today. Learning to play Andean music.
I feel happy because I like music, and the music almost makes me dance a little bit.
The group also learns to dance and sing, songs that aren't just in Spanish, but in Quechua too. Quechua was a language of the Incan Empire, spoken in countries like Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador, but it is now considered endangered by linguists. Here in New York, there are an estimated 137,000 Ecuadorians alone, a population that's been growing for years. Quechua has not. Charlie Uruchima, a community organizer who works with immigrants, was raised in the city by Ecuadorian parents.
My parents don't speak it. It was really present mostly in music and a lot of like the folklore and dance, but never really it was never really seen by myself as something that was living.
In many South American countries, indigenous languages are seen as relics and subject to the same stigma that have led to discrimination against indigenous people. And so parents have not passed the language on to their children. But as a student at NYU, Uruchima learned to look at those languages differently, as ties to a rich history and culture that needed to be preserved.
Alberto. Ruben.
The school's Center for Latin American and Caribbean Studies has offered Quechua classes for nearly a decade, first for students in the program, and now the public. Learning Quechua helped Uruchima feel connected to his roots. He wanted to know more, but found it difficult to find information.
There was no cohesive community that you could say, well, this is a Quechua community, this is where this population should go to seek resources, to seek help, to seek support.
Which is why Charlie started Quechua Hatari, one of the first Quechua language radio shows in the country.
Quechua, it's not only a language, it's a form of living.
Mónica Aviles grew up in Ecuador, but came to the U.S. as a teenager. She worries that the indigenous culture and its traditions, like Quechua, are being lost.
My aunt right now, she's 69 and she speaks Quechua, and she's the only one, and my grandfather. So after them, there's nobody else that speaks the language. And so it's going to be gone.
Aviles founded Nuestros Niños del Pueblo in 2012, teaching the kids music, dance, arts, and crafts. When she met Charlie Uruchima, she enlisted him to teach Quechua classes as well.
It was amazing how the kids actually got so interested in know this language and ask their parents, what is this? How come you didn't teach me this?
7-year-old Amy Sari is one of Monica's students.
She knows a lot of stuff of Ecuador. She's nice.
Her father, Luis, teaches violin at Nuestros Niños del Pueblo and says their work is especially important in this immigrant community.
Que son nuestras raíces. Eso es lo nuestro. ¿Por qué vamos por decir que estamos en un país lejano o americano, decir no, yo no soy de esa cultura? No, esa cultura tiene que seguir viviendo. Esa cultura tiene que seguir por adelante.
And in the tight-knit Quechua community here in New York, they'll continue to do just that. For 219 West, I'm Lizeth Beltran in Corona, Queens.